Okay, so now we come to the third part of the video, okay, which I consider the last part of the video lah for today's asynchronous lecture. Nothing much left. Sekarang ni kita nak discuss few more examples on determine the determinant. Kenapa saya discuss banyak soalan ni? Because to determine the determinant is very important. Okay, it's very important for this chapter. Sebab kalau you silap je determine the determinant, the rest of the solution untuk soalan-soalan seterusnya nanti yang kita akan belajar akan juga salah. Okay, so please make sure you memang betul-betul faham dan elakkan dari buat any careless mistake. Alright, so ada 4 soalan kat sini. I'll solve 2 and another 2 saya akan minta you all buat as another questions for your classwork submission. Okay, maksudnya dalam part 1 ke part 2 tadi, dalam part 1 saya dah ada satu soalan kan, nak you hantar. So now there is another 2 question. Later I will choose yang mana antara A, B, C and D. Okay, so let me try A first. Okay, so ingat to determine the determinant, okay, first of all sign tu. Sekarang ni saya nak tunjuk you cara pakai apa ni. Mula-mula kita start dengan cara yang full method, okay, yang complete, yang mana dia akan makan masa panjang sikit. Then I start to make it things more simple, okay, dengan cara guna shortcut yang tertentu. Tapi jangan terlampau shortcut pula sampai tak ada steps, okay. So one shortcut that I've shown to you before for the sign tu kan, kita letak siap-siap sign ni supaya nanti kita just tengok kat sini je what should we put, positive or negative, right? Okay, so that's the sign. Okay, this is one of the benda yang akan simplify your work to determine the determinant. Okay, for A here, as I said before, you can choose any column or any row for you to cancel ataupun to cancel kan. Dan daripada situ, the row or column that you are to cancel, that you have cancel, value dia, entry for that particular row or column you are to multiply, betul? With the cofactors that you have found. Okay, so sekarang ni dia ada teknik dia sebenarnya untuk you choose the correct row or column if happen the entry of the columns or row tu ada banyak kosong. So kita pilihlah yang mana row or column yang ada banyak kosong. Kenapa dia akan menyenangkan hidup kita? Sebab kita tahu formula untuk kita darab adalah kita akan darab dengan, bila kita cari-cari ni kan, kalau kita tengok formula ni kita akan darab macam ni. Kenapa kita darab dengan A11, A12, A13 here? Because kita pilih first row. Kita potong first row tadi kan. Okay, kita potong first row, then we find the cofactor, each of the cofactor by first delete the first column, second column and third column, right? So bila kita dapat each of the cofactor ni, kita akan darab kembali the cofactor. For C11 kita akan darab dengan A11 kan. C12 kita akan darab dengan A12. C13 kita akan darab dengan A13, right? That's the step that we have discussed before. Okay, so for this one maksudnya sama. Kalau kita pilih yang ni first row, kita akan delete first column, dan nanti bila dapat cofactor kita akan darab dengan 3. Okay, bila kita delete second column, kita akan kita dapat cofactor, kita darab dengan 1. And then bila kita delete third column, kita dapat kosong. Okay, dan kita dapat cofactor dia, kita darab dengan kosong. So is it worth for us untuk cari cofactor sedangkan kita tahu kita akan darab dengan kosong? At the end dia akan menghasilkan kosong juga kan. So why must we find the cofactor for 0? Because at the end tak ada guna pun kita darab dengan kosong juga nanti. So that's the idea. So maknanya cofactor untuk kosong ni tak perlu cari dah, sebab kita tahu benda tu akan jadi kosong. Kita hanya perlu cari cofactor for 3 dengan 1. Tapi yang ni kalau kita choose the first row, kita akan jimat 1. Okay, there is one option where you can jimat more. How? Okay, kita carilah mana-mana column or row yang ada lebih daripada 1 kosong. as you can see here, okay, tu apa ni, terang lagi bersulur kan. Okay, as what you can see here, there are 2 zeros in the third column, betul tak? Okay, there are 2 zeros in the third column. So by right, kalau kita nak buat macam ni, maksudnya dia punya determinant kita denote this matrix as A. When we choose the third column, okay, when we choose the third column, meaning that we are going to choose this sign, right? Kita akan pilih this sign, so dia akan jadi positive. Okay, positive whatever value that we have here, kosong lah. Okay, kosong darab dengan, tak payah nak carilah sebab it's kosong dah. Okay, no need to multiply. And then minus with, again here, kosong. So no need for you to cari anymore. And then plus with, this one we have minus 5. Yang ni je yang you perlu cari. So minus 5 ni maknanya third column, third row. Right, third column, third row. So apa yang kita ada kat sini adalah 3, 1, negatif 3, 4. So jawapan akhir dia adalah negatif 5. Okay, darab dengan 12 tolak 3. So negatif 15 darab dengan 15. So you will get negatif 75. Okay, that's the answer for A. You may try to validate my answer whether it's correct or not. You can try to choose, okay, saja je you nak try, you may choose the first row tadi. Okay, tengok dapat tak jawapan negative 75. Alright, so we're done with A. Nampak kan? Very simple dah sekarang ni, because happen rezeki kita, we have more than 1 zeros in one row, in one column, then we have correctly choose the row, the column to determine the determinant. So we come straight, apa ni, dia punya step menjadi sangat simple. Alright, so now let's proceed to nak jawab yang mana pula. Kita bawa je lah B. Okay, I'm going to choose B to solve with you. Okay, saya rasa saya nak tukar fikiran lah. Tak nak jawab B sebab B pun sama nanti. Meaning that to make it things easy for B, we are going to choose, instead of third column, kita akan pilih second column lah kan. Tadi dah pilih column. I want to choose row pula. Okay, cancel B. So B, I give it to you to solve as your classwork submission. Okay, so we have one column. For this B, kita choose the second column. Okay, and then C pun saya nak bagi kat you. Okay, pilih sendiri, fikir sendiri yang mana yang perlu kita, yang mana paling senang untuk kita pilih. Okay, to determine the determinant. Okay, I'm going to discuss D with you. Kalau nampak kat sini, D ni ada 3 kosong tapi dia tak sederet. So which one is easier for us to choose? Okay, first row, second row, or third row, ataupun first column, second column, ataupun third column. Okay, as I said, pilih yang mana yang banyak kosong. Kalau you choose first row, ada 1 je kosong. Okay, dan kalau kita nak combine 3 kosong ni, impossible because they are not in the same row or column, right? So we have no options, then we choose the third row. Okay, we choose third row. Okay, so when we choose third row, okay, when we choose third row, maksudnya kita akan guna this one, positive, negative, positive, right? Okay. Okay, so the determinant A is equals to C. For this one also positive, kita just darab je dengan kosong dulu. Then no need to, tak payah nak kira lah apa dia punya, bila potong third row, first column tu what it's left. Okay, because it's already going to be multiplied with 0. And then minus, yang ni kena kira. Minus ni negative kan. So multiply with negative 1 over here. So when we delete the third row, second column, what left with us is 2. Okay, third row, second column, 2, 1, 3, negative 1. and then plus with again here 0. So letak je lah kosong, tak payah nak tulis benda ni. Okay, then we will get the answer negative darab negative 1, positive, and then we have positive kat sini, we have negative 2 minus 3. So the answer is equals to negative 5 for D. Okay, we get the answer here is equals to negative 5. Alright, so class for B and C, I want you to determine on your own and submit this as your classwork submission. Saya bagi jawapan siap-siap Untuk B ni, you should get the answer is equals to negative 76. Ni jawapan untuk B. The determinant for B is negative 76. And then the jawapan untuk C, okay, untuk C jawapan dia adalah 28. Okay, untuk C adalah 28. Okay, next, okay, we'll go to the last part of what I want to discuss with you for today's synchronous lecture, which is the inverse of a matrix. Tapi untuk hari ini kita just cover setakat 2 darab 2 punya matrix saja, which is very very simple. Okay, senang sangat ni. First of all, you kena faham apa maksud inverse of a matrix. Sebelum ni, hari ni kita dah discuss about this. Ingat? A transpose. For every matrix, it has its transpose where we convert, kita interchange row become column, column become row, right? So now, for every matrix or for every square matrix, tapi untuk inverse pula, for every square matrix, apa maksud square? When the number of rows and columns for a matrix is sama. Kan, number of rows is equals to the number of columns. So may it be 2 times 2 matrix or 3 times 3 matrix or 4 times 4 matrix. But for your course here, we just kita just consider up to 3 times 3 matrix je lah. Okay, so the inverse of a matrix is, maknanya for every matrix, katakanlah matrix A here, a matrix A is called invertible. Apa maksud invertible here? Maksudnya dia ada pasangan dia, or non-singular. If there is another matrix where that matrix we call is matrix B, dan apa hubungan matrix A dengan dia punya pasangan matrix B ni adalah bila kita multiply matrix A with that matrix B, ataupun that matrix B itu kita letak kat depan, multiply with matrix A, dia akan menghasilkan identity matrix. Remember, I have introduced to you before what is identity matrix. Identity matrix ni maknanya matrix yang nilai dia sama dengan 1 sebenarnya, where katakanlah 2 times 2 matrix ni, kita akan jadi this is identity matrix of 2. Okay, size of 2. Remember? Okay, so maknanya for the matrix, for any matrix, square matrix, kita katakanlah square matrix of A, it has its pasangan, ataupun we call that pasangan as its inverse. Okay, the inverse of A, yang mana kalau kita multiplykan matrix A with its inverse, macam ni, B ni lah sebenarnya adalah dia punya inverse. Okay, then it will result in identity matrix. So the identity matrix is this one. Okay, clear Tapi sekiranya dia tak ada pasangan, dia single, okay, and available tu, okay, so we call it single. Maksudnya kalau memang dia tak wujud, okay, dia punya inverse does not exist. There is a condition when, okay, where dia punya the condition where that particular matrix, dia punya inverse does not exist. Maknanya forever single lah. Okay, dia punya inverse tak exist. Bila condition dia, you are able to determine bila you faham macam mana cara nak cari inverse tersebut. Okay, to find the inverse, okay, to find the inverse for 2 times 2 matrix sangatlah senang. Okay, this is the formula to find the inverse of a 2 times 2 matrix. Nampak tak? Is equals to, okay, inverse of matrix will result matrix, okay, dia akan menghasilkan dalam bentuk matrix, bukan dalam bentuk determinant which is a number. Tapi to determine the inverse, first you need to do is to determine first the determinant of the matrix A. Okay, so the value of the determinant nanti 1 over the determinant, and then apa yang akan berlaku di dalam matrix ni adalah simple je sebenarnya. Kalau you nampak, okay, the position of the matrix you interchange. Yang atas, okay, A22 ni dari mana sebenarnya? Dia duduk sebenarnya A22 ni, okay, matrix asal dia A11, A12, A21, A22, right? Okay, then bila nak determine dia punya inverse, what happen is we interchange the position. A22 naik atas, so jadilah A22 berada di sini, A11 turun bawah. So that's why A11 is over here. Nampak? And then this part, A21 and A12 here, kita letak simbol negatif kat depan. Makna kata kalau value asal dia positif, dia akan jadi negatif. Kalau value asal dia negatif, dia akan jadi positif. Simple kan? Alright. Okay, so sekarang ni katakanlah kita ada this one. We have a matrix A. Okay. Matrix A, the value is negative 1, 3, 2, negative 5. So to find its inverse, mula-mula kita carilah dulu dia punya determinant. Okay, so the determinant of A is equals to, ni kan senang je nak cari determinant, kita darab silang je kan. So negative 1 darab dengan negative 5 here, multiply. So we get 5, okay, and 2 times with 3, 6. Okay, so 5 minus with 6, you get negative 1. Betul? Okay, you get negative 1. Okay, so daripada kat sini, so A kita sama dengan, maknanya 1 bahagi dengan negative 1. And then the position we just have to interchange. Negative 5 ni pergi ke depan, so dia akan ke atas, so negative 5 ke atas, negative 1 turun ke bawah. And then 2 ni jadi negatif, letak negatif kat depan, dan 3 akan jadi negatif juga. So what is the answer? You get 5, 3, 2, 1. Inilah inverse of A. Okay, this is the inverse of A. Sorry. Kalau macam ni pun boleh tersilap. Saya lupa nak letak inverse symbol. So make sure you don't make mistake like me. So it's A inverse is equals to 5, 3, 2, 1. Nampak macam sama je dengan B kan? So in this case maksudnya A inverse ni sama dengan B. Tak percaya, cuba kita cari B inverse pula. Okay, let's try to find B inverse. Okay, untuk B inverse pun sama. We first determine dia punya determinant. So to determine the determinant, you akan dapat 5 tolak 6 kan? So we get negative 1. So B inverse, we'll go quickly this time. 1 over negative 1. And we interchange 1 ke atas. Now 5 turun bawah. 2 jadi negatif 2. 3 jadi negatif 3. So you see what you get? Negative 1 darab dengan 1. You akan dapat negative 1. Negatif 1 darab dengan negatif 3. You akan dapat 3. Negatif 1 darab negatif 2, you dapat 2. Negatif 1 darab 5, you akan dapat negatif 5. Okay. So, nampak tak? B inverse ni macam sama je dengan A. Okay, B inverse is actually equals to A. So, maknanya sebenarnya A dan B ni adalah, okay, the inverse of each other. So daripada sini sebenarnya kita boleh buktikan kalau kita darab A dengan B ni, it should result an identity matrix. Okay. Oh, kita ada So ni soalan yang sama sebenarnya dengan yang example tadi. Okay, we have more space over here. Saya tak perasan tadi. Okay, show that. So sekarang ni you try to solve second part ni. Show that AB times BA is equals to an identity matrix. So quickly, let's try to multiply this. -1, 3, 2, -5. Okay, kita buktikan kan tadi. Both matrices are inverse to each other. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, untuk buktikan, multiply je lah. Okay, this is A, this is B. So, -5. Okay, -5 plus 6. Okay, and here -3 plus 3. This one, 10 minus 10. And then this one, 6 minus 5. See what you get? You get -5 plus 6 is 1. -3 plus 3 is 0. 10 minus 10 is 0. 6 minus 5 is 1. See? We get an identity matrix of size 2. Okay, ni saya try A times B. B times A, you try lah sendiri. Okay, you should get the same as well. Okay, class. So for this, that's the end of our asynchronous class for today. Our first asynchronous class. Okay, so we'll stop here. And in our next class, synchronous class this coming Thursday, we are going to discuss on the inverse of a matrix for 3 times 3 matrix. Okay, that's all everyone. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and bye-bye.